Bloody
It's
hell.
my
We're doing it
season.
live. We're doing it live. And it's scary. This was one of the only ways that I could think of getting my podcast
Hey
out.
babe, welcome to the My Season Show. This is the show and brand that helps you create your best life with astrology. It's something you can actually live. Astrology is not just about knowing yourself anymore. It's about becoming the version of you who has it all. And I am going to help you do this. Here, astrology meets real life decisions, real timing, and the version of you who's done guessing, is done with the bullshit, and ready to move forwards with intention. Each season breaks down the current season, the big transits, and what they mean for your identity, your money, your life, your relationships, and the life you're actually creating. But we do it in a really fun way. We do it in ways that help you understand, say, for Cancer season, how you can create a beautiful home, or for Taurus season, how to go and get the bag, but do it in a way that's stable for your nervous system. If you're tired of forcing things, overthinking every move, or feeling like you're late to your own fucking life, you're exactly where you need to be. This is with your host, global manifestation coach and astrologer, moi, Betty Andrews. I am here to help you choose better timing and remember who the fuck you are. This is your season, babe. Let's go.
Like to work with the energy of the seasons. And I like that because it sets, again, a framework. I love a framework. So for Aries season, which is what I wanted to talk a little bit about today, this is one of my favorite seasons because it's a go-getter season. It is a season, can I say the word season? NMR. It's a time, like, it's the first season of the whole Astro New Year. It's reset energy. We all love reset energy. But it's also Aries season during the Fire Horse year, which was in February. That's the Lunar New Year. And these have a very similar energy. It's about get up and go. If Pisces season was about, you know, like, what is the dream, or what are the things that are in my subconscious that are holding me back, then Aries season is like, oh shit, okay, I've got the dream. Now I need to go and take action, because the universe is a mirror. It's like a photocopier. It will photocopy what you have been thinking about, programmed in your mind about, and it will keep showing you that version of reality if you don't take the action that you need to create your dream life. And this is why Aries season is so important, and this is why I like working with the seasons, because each has an energetic frequency that you can use and utilize without becoming overwhelmed, because there are so many transits and so much going on. Even as an astrologer, I said the other day on Threads, bitch, I ain't talking about all the transits anymore. A, I didn't want to be online that much. And B, I just can't be fucked. Like, I'll talk about the important ones, but I like using astrology, yes, as a way with transits, but also as a way to help you understand and hold a mirror to who you are and feel seen and heard. Because I talk about this a lot, but in a patriarchy that is specifically with women and marginalized people, trying to restrict them and make them smaller until they're nothing at all, I think the greatest fucking rebellion and revolution, apart from saying fuck you to the systems, is getting to know yourself, getting to know and love yourself, because then you can't be programmed. If you are always consulting the outside world and you're not necessarily saying, what is it that I want? What is the direction for my life that I have to live that isn't based on what other people are saying, then you'll be so much happier. And I think as well, with this fire energy of Aries, like, it's ruled by Mars. So it also rules like the physical body. It's about like literally taking action, but also like moving your body more, getting up and making sure that you are the one that's responsible for your life. Because you can say to the universe, I want this, but then you need to go and take the aligned action. So when I'm talking to God, source, universe, I always say, I will do my part. Like, show me what I need to do. And then you get, you know, intuition drops if you're listening to your intuition. It might be a tiny whisper if you're not used to listening to it, and then you take action. So my intuition told me to do my podcast as a series of lives, because ultimately that will keep me more accountable, and yapping is so much more natural for me than like trying to read off a script or like come across as the astrology expert, because that shit keeps me in fear. and it keeps me from moving forwards. And so with this season, you might feel some pressure to get moving on the things you've been avoiding. You know, the things where it feels more painful to stay where you are than it is to move ahead with what you're scared of. That's where I got to with this podcast. And I do know why, but I'm always like, bitch, just look at my nails. Aren't they so cute? See, this stuff, getting these done, getting the finger tattoos done, wearing the rings, this helps me with the identity of the version of me in the future who has this podcast that shows up. And by dressing a certain way, which again is very physical and suits Aries, the nature of Aries, being practical and out in the world, it's the season of deciding and becoming. And by dressing the way that I dress, even though it's been a little way, that helps me collapse the timeline between the version of who I am now and where I'm going in the future. And that's why this is so fucking important. Like, I truly think how you show up in the world and how you dress is a critical part of who you're becoming. And manifestation really is about the embodiment of that and the frequency of that versus like trying to con yourself into something. Like, we're not lying to ourselves. We are remembering who the fuck we are from the beginning and from before when they told us who we're supposed to be, but also like where we're going. So I often tune into like the person who has the level of the business that I want, that talks to the level of people that I want to talk to, even though I'm so scared. And that's why I don't show up in these podcasts. And I dress like her, and that helped me show up today. And doing it on here where I'm not gonna have to edit a lot of stuff, and it's like all this shit that I can't be fucked with because I'm a manifestor in human design. So I want to do the least. I want to have the idea and I want to do the least. Before it was always like hustle, hustle, hustle as a way of proving to myself that I was worth something. Like, fuck that shit. And I think with this season as well, with it being a year one in numerology, because we've been on this 9-year cycle, we are moving away from who and where we've been to where we're going. So you don't like just drift into this new life. Sometimes you do. You choose it. Timeline shifts come not just from frequency, but from active choice. And Aries wants you to choose. Aries wants you to be brave. So we've got Aries season for another 7 days. And then we'll move into a new season and there'll be new themes there. But with these podcasts, what I wanted to talk about was intentional lifestyle things that you can apply to your everyday. So this one is about choosing yourself and moving forwards in the direction of your dreams, which is kind of like what I love to specialize in, and helping people help their big dreams come true by making it practical. So that's why Aries season is one of my favorites. And also, like, you have to get clear about what it is you want. And that's, everyone says it and it seems so fucking easy, but actually, like, have you done it? What is it you want from your life? And how are you going to do it? And so you can break these up into like yearly goals. You can break them up into seasonal goals. You can actually work with AI if you want to, or a coach. Coaches are better, obviously. And you can say, give me a plan that doesn't overwhelm me, that makes sure that I'm taking aligned action, Aries style, to this goal. And you can do it for various things, but the key point is, do not overwhelm yourself with so much information that you actually won't take the steps that you need to take in order to even get anywhere. Because sometimes we're so comfortable and we get so used to where we've been that we'd rather be there in the misery than move forwards. And I've been seeing so many talented women that have a version of their life that I'm building towards, and I was like, they all had podcasts. They all started somewhere. They just turned up. They turned up as themselves. They shared what was working. And I was like, I don't want to just be like this person that only turns up to teach. Like, I'll give you information on astrology and human design, but I want it to feel personal. And also, I'm going to get a guest on here that represent each season too. So, you know, for Aries season, maybe it's like a sex coach, because it's also about sex and intimacy, which I'm a big fan of. So when you're in this, like, okay, so I know what I want and I'm moving towards it, one of the best things you can do, apart from writing your goals and making them tangible, being like, okay, these are the things I need to do this week that are sustainable, and make sure they're sustainable and you don't burn out Look at your energy type as well in human design. Like, you might not be a type that is supposed to go, 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 unless you're a generator, and even then. So look up your human design chart and make sure that the way that you're operating in your business or your life is aligned with that. So I'm a manifestor, so I'm supposed to have big ideas and visions, but I'm not supposed to carry them all out by myself, and I was doing, and I don't have the energy for that. Even though I have a lot of energy, I have to rest a lot. But because I was programmed by the matrix, by patriarchy, you gotta work, 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 and you still have to work. Like, I'm not saying I just like kick back all day. I absolutely the fuck do not. But you have to be the version that matches that life. And often that version of you has understood how their energy works. And they're working from an internal driven system, not an external system that says you need to hustle for like 20 hours a day. Because also a lot of that comes from men, and they have a different hormonal system and a different way of working in energetics to women as well. So just bear that in mind too. Like, I'm definitely not saying that you want to just be doing nothing. But I think that you need to understand, how does your energy work? How is that going to work with where you're going? And then what do you need to do, rather than just sitting around waiting for the universe to show up and give you the thing, because it will give you who you are. You're not experiencing your life, you're experiencing your mind. And that's the thing. And if you have limitations on, like, as in limitations on like old programs, like something someone said to you in the past, something that someone else has told you, like, oh, you know, you're a bit stupid, aren't you? You may go your whole fucking life thinking that you're stupid because of what someone said to you when you were 8 and impressionable. But actually, you might be really, really smart, and you've probably realized that. And maybe it's a different level of smart, like with neurodivergence, or maybe it can't be measured by an IQ test. So you need to get really clear on, like, who am I right now, and who am I being right now, and what does the version of me that has the dream look like right now? Well, not right now, but in the future. And what's the dissonance, the gap between those things? There's so much power in that. Like, people never do this work, and it's so simple. And this is what I love breaking down. So choosing yourself and your dreams and your goals in Aries season fashion, this is the fuck you to society. And it's saying, like, you get to live on your timeline. There are multiple timelines, millions, hundreds of millions in the multiverse, where I believe that every decision, every frequency shift branches off into a new timeline where a different version of you lives a slightly different life. But you, through your third eye, through your mind, you can tap into any of those timelines and create that as your future with that energetic frequency. So you just need to say, who am I being when I have this? What am I wearing? Like, how old am I? I actually do these guided meditations and hypnosis where we get in touch with your future self, and you can get feedback on what you need to do. So let me know if you're interested in that. But you can do it yourself as well in a meditation, and just like, show me my highest timeline where I have X, Y, and Z dream, and like vision, just be like, what can I see? What can I hear? What am I wearing? And speak to that version of you. And you may feel a little crazy. It's like a bit like imagination, but there's no difference between your imagination and that. Like, that's the con. Everything in your imagination is real. So when you do that, you'll get the tips that you need to move forwards. And then you can start doing those tips and putting them into your everyday life. And that's how you know, put the woo and the woo. It's not woo. The woo and the work together, the spiritual and strategy together. And I think it's also like this identity game. You probably heard so many people talking about, like, Aries is this sign of me. So who are you? And who do you want to become? And are you going to constantly want the things you say that you want? Or are you going to be someone who actually has it? And Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about this all the time, like future memories. Like, when I visualize what comes through, and the first time I didn't even mean to do this, it dropped into my head, so it was given to me by the divine. And I'm on this, like, I didn't even think that I wanted this, by the way, because showing up to a podcast was hard, so I don't know how I think I'm showing up to this, but I will. There was a stage, and I'm talking to really fun guests for my season show, and just people that I dreamt of, and I introduce them to the audience, and there are thousands of women there who fucking love living season by season, love doing more for themselves, love creating their best lives, and wanting to be around other women doing the same. Like, that's the really big vision, but you don't build to that if you can't turn up to a podcast. So God is like, bitch, you gotta turn up. And this is what we're doing. And maybe one day I'll play this on the screen and I'll be waving to the audience. Hi guys from the past. This is gonna seem crazy, but it's not crazy. This is how manifestation works. And so I had to be a person that turned up to the podcasts, and you have to be a person that turns up for the life that you say you want, even when you're scared, because I tell you what, you've got to build this by evidence. You've got to train your body that it's safe to do this, and you can only train your body safe to do this by doing it in subsequent ways, little by little. It doesn't have to be the whole thing. So me turning up on this live, in this first podcast, well, it's not, I've got a few episodes for my season. That is bridging the gap between my future self who has the dream and myself currently that's showing up with all my fabulous nails. And those habits will continue to stack. The reality will start to change because my frequency starts to change. Do you see what I'm saying? And when you keep acting like your old self, the photocopying machine of the universe will keep showing you that. And so if you're always in wanting the goal, if I always just want this show, this tour, whatever it is, then I'll always be wanting, because I will be reflected back to me wanting it, and I'll never get it, because I have to be the person that knows that it's already happened, because the universe does not know the difference between past, present, and future, because time moves circularly. It's all at the same time. There is no past, present. I mean, there is a present, but there's no past, there's no future. It's all concurrent. And so I choose to be the person that knows that that's happening. And like, I'm excited about that. I'm not worried about it. And that's the frequency of how it will come in. And then that closes the gap between where I am now and what's coming up. And this is Aries. This is where Aries comes in. Being bold, taking action, even when you're scared, because courage is still acting, even when you're terrified, even when you're scared. Like, I remember getting up on stage in front of thousands of people before. I was so scared, and I still did it, and my heartbeat was going the whole time. And then I just remembered that it's all about just being yourself and having fun. And that's what the whole point of life is just to be more of yourself. And everything that you come up against, it's just stripping back layers so that you become more of who you are and share it with the world, babes. That's what we want, you know what I'm saying? That's what we want. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah. So all of your fears around money, around love, around visibility, it all comes back to identity. It all comes back to who you are and who do you want to be. And are you still acting like that version of who you are? Or are we going to start acting and taking small steps through what you're dressing like, how you're acting, your behavior, how you're feeling? You've got to, so if I am incredibly wealthy and I've got this tour and I'm having so much fun sharing this with everyone, and we've got a community of bad bitches that love astrology and the universe and magic and manifesting and dressing like bad bitches, then I would be excited. But I'd also be like super just like stable, peaceful, grateful. So it's not just like feeling the joy. I feel the stability of being like, yeah, it's all worked out. Like, it's the money's in the bank, the clients are there, and they are. And it's just getting better and better because I'm acting like more of me. And the more you act, you literally invite people in to trust the real you. You give people permission to be themselves too. Woo! And that's what we like. And that's what we like. We want more of you, all of you, because the people that are waiting to hear from you and only the way that you can talk, they're out there. But if you're not showing up and I'm not showing up, no one's hearing shit. Nothing. Nada. You might as well be on a silent retreat. I just had a friend, one of my new friends in Vietnam, Nicole, tell me that she went to a 4-day silent hostel. I've never heard of this. I was like, it couldn't be me. You couldn't make me silent. Although I do like to be non-verbal when I'm not around people. So maybe if I could choose. And so like, coming back to where we are, you can desire something like a big dream, but you can still block it through who you're being. And that's why, like, I've created this vision board of who my future self is, how she dresses, her attitude, the vibes. I've got a vision board for my life as well, and I highly recommend you print them out. I don't know why, but it's just something about having them on your wall. I'm gonna go and do my new one today because it's on my phone, but it's not enough. I want it printed out because when I did that last time, I manifested crazy stuff. And through having the vision board on my wall, I could see like exactly what I wanted, and the shit that came through was wild. Like, I went to like the luxury hotels that I wanted. I manifested the partnership that I wanted. I'm now traveling around the world while being a bad bitch astrologer. Like, this isn't to gloat. Oh, hi, friend. This isn't to gloat. It's to say that you can get whatever the fuck you want, but you have to be willing to go after it. And so with the vision board on your wall, printed out, not just on your phone, it's that physicality that Aries likes. So bringing it back to Aries season, if you can see what it is and where you're going, but not just that. So there's the vision board for your life, but this should also be the vision board for, like, oh, new people are joining, hello. This should also be the vision board for how you want to be, how you want to dress, what do you wear. And then I sometimes look at that vision board of, I call it 2026 Betty, but I could have a 2030 Betty. And I go there and I'm like, if I feel uninspired, or, you know, I'm stuck in the old, like, ugh, I don't want to do shit today, and that's okay. You don't always have to do shit. We ain't bypassing and being love and light here. Then I look at my 2026 Betty vision board and I love it. It's so inspiring to me, and I dress like her and I become super inspired, and I wear fabulous outfits. Like, look at this one. That's my chair making a lot of noise. Like, I've got the green pants. It gets so fun. And that for me, because I'm an Aquarius rising, and in astrology, look what your rising and your Venus sign is. And if you dress like them, that's like your soul blueprint being shared with the world. If you do that, like, that helps you manifest really fucking quick as well, which is so exciting. And so just being inspired by these vision boards is so fun and joyful. And again, that is the whole point of being here on earth, is like, how much fun can you have? And that's like something I say to the universe: show me how much fun I can have while I'm building my dreams. Show me how much fun I can have while being really rich and helping women around the world become their best selves and having freedom and blah, 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 blah. Show me what that looks like today. And so these are the things that I say, and I'm like, and I will do my part. And this is my part. So that stops the gap. It closes the gap in the frequency, and feeling the feelings like it's already here also helps. And that's very physical as well. And Aries is like all about the body. So, you know, you could almost do it now. Just like close your eyes for a second with me, and put your hands on your heart and just breathe in. And I want you to think about the biggest dream that you're manifesting, and just see what you're wearing, see what's around you. Take another big breath in through the nose, just relaxing while you see it, and breathe out. And I want you to think how amazing it is that you finally did it. It is here. You did it. Just be so grateful that it's arrived. Feel the feelings of joy. You've got to reprogram your body. Feel the feelings of joy, gratitude, peace, whatever it is you feel. I'm doing it now with you, and just see that growing as a big pink light in your heart. This is extra bonus points. And see that growing as bigger than you, that pink light from your heart, as big as your room, as bigger than the city that you're in, the country that you're in, the continent. See that pink light spreading all around the world, and just feel all of that joy and love and happiness that you got your dream, and so grateful. Take a big breath in through the nose. Breathe out. Open your eyes. And this is literally all you need to do as part of the physicality of manifesting, just feeling those feelings. Sometimes I do it while I'm walking, or if I'm on the back of a scooter, which happens a lot here in Vietnam. I never thought I'd be fucking brave enough to go on a scooter though. Let me tell you, I did not think I'd be brave enough at all. They were so scary. So I live at the moment in the city called Da Nang. Bitch. It is a fabulous city though. It's kind of like, they say it's like the Miami of Asia. And my intuition told me to come here. So I was living in Sydney, and it's so cool. Like, I've met the coolest people. My partner and I are really enjoying it. He's quit his job and we're going to South America next. And I always wanted this dream of traveling around the world. Like, I left England 10 years ago last month in 2016, and I moved to Sydney, and Sydney was fabulous and it's great and I have really good friends there. It's beautiful, but it just felt like it wasn't for me anymore. And I tried to leave, 2 years before. I went back to England for 1.5 years, and that was fabulous. I got to see all my old friends and my family, and I love England and I love the green fields. I love the cold weather. I'm really struggling with the hot weather here. And it's only going to get hotter apparently in Vietnam, so definitely looking at somewhere a bit cooler. I'm thinking maybe I need to get fucking hypnosis to calm that down. I don't know. But sometimes when I look around, I realize that everything I've wanted to manifest, I've manifested. And it just keeps getting better. So now I'm being guided to South America, and I want to run a manifestation retreat there. And I'm doing what we just did. And I'm seeing the women there, the 8 women, maybe 10. And we're all just so fucking happy and grateful. And we do like sister circles, and I'm guiding them through their astrology and their human design on how to manifest, and these tips and shadow work. And we've got jungle around us in this beautiful place, and we've got someone cooking for us. It's gorgeous. And I know that's going to happen, as much as I know that my season tour will happen. And that's how you desire the things you desire, by feeling the feelings, so that you make them real with the physical action that we've talked about. And like, some of the reasons, for instance, why people do get stuck and the manifestations don't come is like, there's a loyalty, like we said, to an old identity where it feels more familiar and safer, even though it's fucked that you'd want to feel shit. Not that you always feel shit in the old one, but there's loyalty to an old identity because it feels familiar. And so staying there is just better, right? Why would I risk it? Like, I might get people that hate me. I might fail, all of this stuff, but it's like, but do you want to stay where you are? And do you want to live the rest of your life like that? Probably not. Which is why I showed up today, because I don't want to keep doing it, even though my life is great. I'm like, this is what I'm good at. The yapping. Yap. And there's also like this want to feel ready, especially for women, before we act. And it's because specifically we get so many more high standards thrown at us. Like, it's harder for us to fuck up, but fuck up we must. Because failure is not failure, it's data, right? It's a data point. And in tech, we would say, that's not a failure, that's a data point, so we know we need to pivot. You can do the same thing with your life at any point. This thing didn't work, tweak it. What if we did this? That didn't work, tweak it. What if we did this and this? And then that might be the right formula. You've got to be like a mad scientist, not mad. You can be mad if you want. And just be like, I'm gonna experiment in my life, because nothing's that serious. Well, some things are that serious, but most things are not that serious. It's my life and I get to experiment. And if you say that it's an experiment, then you don't have to feel ready before acting, because it's just experimentation and it's not forever. And even if it was forever, you just have to say like, how much out of 10 do I want to do this? And if it's 8 out of 10, I would say you need to do it. I think anything over 7 that you want to do, you just need to go and do it. And you might need an accountability buddy to be like, bitch, you need to hold me accountable, because I am not going to do this thing. And they might be like, right, you've got a week. And you can each have it. And maybe you have a little WhatsApp thing for it. I did that with some friends too. And that stops you being loyal to this old identity and what feels familiar in order to bring in the new. So instead of staying where you are, you're moving towards where you're going. And that is the action that Aries season loves. And I think the other thing is as well, is like, it's similar to wanting to feel ready, but it's overthinking. Overthinking doesn't create new realities. Action does. You need the thoughts and the feelings and the actions all to align, so you create the new timeline. And if you keep living in processing versus deciding and just fucking starting anything, just going for it, then guess what? It's not necessarily gonna happen for you. And maybe sometimes you need someone like a coach to help you out, or you need a friend to also be your accountability buddy, like we'd said. But that stops you not deciding and just going for it. Maybe there's a few different things you want to do. Just go and do the thing you're the most excited about. I was the most excited about this, but I was also the most fucking scared. And living in processing, overthinking, that keeps you stuck in patterns that keep you small. And we can't stay small anymore. You can do it incrementally. You do not have to do it all once, but you must do it. You must, because you don't want to live a life where you don't go after your dreams. I'm not saying that you need to live a life where you need to get mega rich and mega famous. That sounds like a lot of pressure to me. But Aries energy in real life, with my notes that I've got, is move first, figure it out later. Just fucking do it. Back yourself even when it feels like delulu. Most people without big dreams will tell you that it's delulu, or that no one cares about the thing that you want. You can guarantee that is jealousy. And if they do not have a life that you want, or they've never taken a bet on themselves, do not listen to that person, because small people will try and keep you small so that you're more relational. You have more in common with them. If they can't accept where you're going and who you are now, then they're not really a friend. You know what I mean? The other thing is, stop asking for everyone's advice before you go. Just go and do it. Follow your intuition. Ask your spirit guides. Look at your astrology. And leadership in your own life. This is big Aries energy. Put yourself first. Lead yourself first and stop waiting to be chosen. Don't be a pick-me, a pick-me-sha. You need to go after your dreams, because no one else is going to do it for you. And then you're just going to be sat there being like, oh, I'm so jealous that Zoe started her own fashion line. I wish I would do something. I'm so jealous that, Louise moved to the other side of the world and she's traveling. Why don't you go and do it? For various reasons, it might not be possible right now, but do something towards it. I'm sure there's certain conditions that, are in your life right now, and it comes from privilege sometimes to be able to say, just go and do it. And I don't mean the tech bros when they're like, burn the bridge, quit your job, go after your dream. I don't mean that. I mean do something incrementally just so you're moving towards it. If it's half an hour a day, an hour a week, something, anything. And act like the version of you who's already decided, that already has it, with some of the tips that I've told you. And these are some of the biggest ways that you can make your dreams come true in the Aries confident, fire-started way. Because some of the things that I was worried about was, am I expert enough to talk about this shit, even though I've been a spiritual teacher for so long and I've been a coach for 10 years. And do you know what, bitch? It's sometimes you'll just never feel like enough and you just need to do it. And the other thing is, with astrology right now, with the season, look at where Aries is in your chart. And this will be the part of your chart that's being activated right now. So there's 12 houses in your birth chart. Even if it's an empty chart and there's no planets in it, that's fine. Don't worry about that. But just look at Aries, where Aries is, and see which area it is. And that's going to tell you also what you need to be looking at for this season. And it goes for the next season with whatever's coming up. Look at where it's activating in your chart, if you have any planets being activated by that. And that house will show you where you're being pushed to move or change next, essentially. And your chart's going to show your default patterns. So, Saturn's going to show where you need more discipline or to grow and choose better. Venus is going to show you what you accept and self-worth, how you see yourself, and with love. And transits open doors, but you still have to walk through them, and there'll be different things activated by those transits. So Aries may show you the energy, and Mars shows you the strategy of where you need to go. So for me, my Mars is in Capricorn, and Capricorn is all about strategy and slow growth and deliberation. And it's in my 11th house, which is through communities and networks, hence why I'm on the social network doing this, even though it scares the shit out of me. So you can look at your chart, and this will stop you waiting and start acting differently, like it's your soul blueprint. It just makes it so much easier. I wish I'd known this stuff fucking 20 years ago, And that's why I'm so passionate about teaching it and sharing it in a relational way. Because my fucking God, the world is hard enough, no? Let's make it a little lighter, a little more fun, a little more jazzy. Get your nails done if you want. Although I have to say, these jewels are just giving me life. How do I get anything else? All this podcast will be as me showing you my nails. So I think that the uncomfortable bit about like changing timelines, let's look at my notes here, is you might feel like you're faking it at first. That's fine. I do with this. Even looking at my notes there, I'm like, oh, maybe I should just know everything. And I'm like, absolutely not. Like, sometimes you freeze when you're doing this shit because you're nervous. So there might be other things where you feel like you're outgrowing people or, you know, habits, environments, and that's really scary. And if those people don't fit with you anymore, then I would suggest going to new things, new meetups on meetup.com or Facebook groups. I started doing meetups for new friends. I moved countries. You can always make new friends. There's Bumble BFF, there's coffee meetups, there's loads of Facebook groups for the community. You just have to put yourself out there as well. And the big thing as well is with your nervous system. So things that helped me with massive timeline shifts were breath work, even though I don't love breath work because it's very physical, but Aries loves physical. That really helped regulate my system. EFT tapping really helped with that. And other things like Reiki healing, kinesiology, because when you take a new timeline shift and you're moving forwards, you will often see that there's a new level of trauma, not always, that's unfolding, and you'll be like, bitch, I thought we fucking dealt with this. I thought we dealt with this. And it's just a new lens of a way to heal. Not that healing is your entire fucking job either, but to become more of yourself. So like when I got into a new relationship after never wanting a relationship again, I had to then get rid of 20 years, or not get rid of, heal 20 years of relationship trauma that I hadn't looked at. And I thought I'd done the healing, you know? But essentially, when you change timelines, your nervous system's going to be like on emergency mode. It's like, what is happening? What is happening? And so like, yeah, going on walks, breath work, meditation, tapping, breath work and tapping, meditation, you can all do for free at home. Working with practitioners, working with a coach really helps as well, like guide you forwards. But also just taking time and not forcing anything either. So just going as slow as you want to without delaying or procrastinating. And then there's also like this in-between bit where I feel like I'm at the moment, which is this in-between phase. If I'm not in the old reality, but I'm not in the new one yet. But I'm still having fun. I'm going out to like the beach with my friends even when I didn't feel like it and I wanted to be introverted. Oh, there's another thing that helped. Acupuncture. Acupuncture is amazing, and it's essentially, I don't love needles, but they put needles in different energetic points because there's different energetic points in Chinese medicine. Also the same with tapping, and you've got life force or energy moving around, and if it gets stuck, you'll feel pain. You might get back pain, and that means something. I was grinding my teeth a lot, and then that meant something, and I was like, okay, I've got to get rid of this repressed anger, and that was showing itself after I thought I didn't have that anymore. And so under anger can be sadness. So I was feeling that sadness on Saturday, but I still went. I don't always go if I feel like that, and I had a really good time. So I'm still having fun and doing the healing and being a human that's trying her best as you are in the in-between. So don't necessarily think, oh, I'm not there yet, so like, oh God, life is shit. You've still got to appreciate where you are. Like doing daily gratitude really helps, and it really anchors you into like, things are good. And a lot of what you have in your current reality, it'll be somebody else's dream. Hell, it could have even been your dream at one point. And you're becoming someone that your system hasn't caught up to yet. That can be quite difficult. And I think it's really important to address that. So again, just taking time to talk to yourself, journal, process it, working with a coach, whatever it is that you need to do. Because when the timeline shifts, whoo, it's a lot. It is a lot. So I really hope this helped you. I hope that you get your dreams. I hope that you take action towards it. If you want to go deeper, you can book a birth chart reading with me, and you can look at like your way of creating your best life, what you need to heal. I do journal prompts in it and affirmations tailored for you. It takes me a few days, so once you order it, it takes 5 working days to come. Or you can book what I call cosmic coaching, which is essentially life or business coaching over 8 weeks, and we take your birth chart and we're like, okay, so this is your purpose, this is what you need to heal, this is your dream. So we work with your goals and we create a program for you using neurolinguistic programming, tapping, hypnosis to reprogram your subconscious, help get rid of the trauma that's holding you back, and help you create your dream life. And I fucking love doing that. So if you enjoyed this, please let me know and get in touch. And if you want any more information or any other topics for Aries season, then let me know. But thank you so much for joining me. I love you much, and happy motherfucking Aries season, bitches.